Get ready to crank up the sound with the MB Quart Stage 2 Jeep Wrangler JK tuned audio system upgrade. This two-speaker system upgrade for Aftermarket Source Unit is equipped with an impressive 800 watts of total power, delivering crystal clear sound whether you're cruising city streets or tackling rugged trails. Installation is a breeze and is fully compatible with upgraded head units, providing a significant enhancement over factory sound systems. And if you're looking for an even more immersive listening experience, MB Quart offers two options for adding rear speakers to your brand new Stage 2 audio system. The JS1 216JK 6.5-inch rear coaxial speaker kit, or one of our two rear overhead soundbars, such as the MBQJK-28 CRGB, which takes the system to the next level. Wrangler JK owners also have the option to add MBQJL-302 tailgate-mounted subwoofer enclosure that adds bass to the entire system. Visit our website to learn more. Here's a list of tools you'll need for this installation. Let's start out under the hood of the vehicle. Disconnect the negative battery terminal with a 10mm socket. Remove the driver's side dash end caps with a panel removal tool. Remove driver's side knee bolster panel using your panel removal tool from the top of the panel. Remove two 10mm bolts from the metal steering column knee bolster shield and remove it. Remove two 7mm bolts from driver's side lower dash panel. Please note 2007 to 2011 model years will have four 7mm bolts. Remove the two 7mm bolts, securing the driver's side speaker pod to the dash from behind the side dash end cap. Remove one 10mm bolt from the underside of the dash speaker enclosure. Remove the speaker and pod from the driver's side dash by carefully pulling the dash panel away from the dash towards the rear of the vehicle. Remove the passenger side dash end cap with a panel removal tool. Remove the passenger side dash glove box by lowering the glove box and pressing both sides to release past the dash panel. Remove the two 7mm bolts from the passenger side lower dash below the glove box opening. Please note 2007 to 2011 model years will have four 7mm bolts. Remove the two 7mm bolts, securing the passenger side speaker pod to the dash from behind the dash end cap. Remove one 10mm bolt from the underside of the dash speaker enclosure. Remove one 10mm bolt from the underside of the dash speaker enclosure. Disconnect the passenger side speaker wire connector. Remove the passenger side speaker and enclosure by sliding it towards the center of the vehicle into the glove box opening. Now let's get into tweeter disassembly. Depending on the year range of your Wrangler, there are two different variations. For a 2007 to 2014 Wrangler, please follow these next steps. If you have a 2015 to 2018, skip ahead for that process. Using a plastic panel tool, remove the tweeter from the frog eye housing and disconnect. Connect the supplied crossover to the OEM speaker connector and the new MB Quart tweeter. Using the correct connectors for your application, secure the crossover and all unused wires with zip ties inside the dash panel through the dash with the housing removed. Install your new MB Quart tweeter into the tweeter housing by aligning the three locking tabs. The MB Quart logo should be at the bottom of the housing. Then repeat these steps on the other side of the vehicle. Now let's get into tweeter disassembly for 2015 to 2018 Wranglers. If your tweeters have already been removed like we showed you, you can skip this next section. Remove the plastic tweeter grill cover from the dash using a panel removal tool to avoid damage. Remove the two 7mm bolts securing the OEM speaker to the dash. Remove and disconnect the speaker. Remove the unused mounting locations from the tweeter adapter. On the underside of the adapter, you will find the guideline to remove the extra tab. The T-tabs need to be removed for the Jeep JK application. Using a razor to score this line may help with a smooth breakaway. Install the new MB Quart tweeter into the adapter plate by lining the 3 locking tabs up and pressing the tweeter into place. Connect the supplied crossover to the OEM speaker connector and the new MB Quart tweeter. Using the correct connectors for your application, secure the crossover and all unused wires with zip tie inside the dash panel through the dash with the housing removed. Place the new tweeter in the dash and secure with 2 7mm bolts. Then reattach the tweeter grill and repeat these steps on the other tweeter. Over on the bench, remove the 3 screws securing the OEM speaker that we removed earlier from the factory enclosure. Remove and disconnect the OEM speaker. Remove the convertible tweeter bridge adapter from the JS1216 woofer by removing the 4 Phillips screws that secure it to the speaker mounting ring. Apply the supplied gasket to the new MB Quart speaker. Connect the OEM speaker wire to the new MB Quart speaker. For this installation, the tweeter bridge wire should be secured to the OEM wire harness to avoid rattles. Secure the new MB Quart speaker into the enclosure using the OEM hardware. Back down on the passenger side, reinstall the speaker housing into its original position. Install one 10mm bolt from the underside of the dash speaker enclosure. Install the 2 7mm bolts, securing the driver's side speaker pod to the dash from the behind the side dash end cap. And then plug the connector back in. Reinstall the lower 7mm screw. Then, repeat these steps on the driver's side of the vehicle. Next, reinstall the 2 7mm screws at the bottom of the glove box cavity. Back on the driver's side of the vehicle, reinstall the driver's side dash end cap. Down below, unplug this connector. For vehicles with OEM amplifier, you will connect to the amp under driver's dash. For vehicles without OEM amplifier, connect the radio T-harness to the OEM wiring behind the factory head unit. Connect T-harness, connect speaker wire extension harness to the T-harness. Reconnect the connector and tuck the harness out of the way using zip ties. Then route T-harness extension harness to passenger side of vehicle, then following the center console to the passenger side under seat area. Next, we'll start removing the aftermarket center console. There is typically a screw here you'll need to remove, but since this console is aftermarket, it's not here. Using a panel tool, remove the power window switch and disconnect it. Remove 7mm screw. Then gently pry the top of the dash panel out of place. With that out of the way, remove the 4 7mm bolts holding in the head unit. Then pull it out. Connect the provided RCA cables to your aftermarket radio's RCA outputs. Connect T-harness if you don't have stock amp. Connect the provided blue remote wire to the aftermarket radio's remote output wire. Route RCA, remote wire, and speaker wire down. By tucking them under the center console, reinstall the aftermarket radio, as well as the 4 7mm bolts holding in the head unit. Reinstall the top part of the dash. Reinstall the 7mm screw by the power window switch. Reconnect the switch and place it back into position. Reinstall 4 7mm screws underneath the steering wheel. Reinstall the knee bolster panel. Over on the bench, install the NA2 amplifiers to the supplied under-seat amplifier plate. We've got an additional amplifier here to power our optional MBQJL-302 tailgate-mounted subwoofer enclosure that adds bass to the entire system. Visit mbquart.com to learn more. Now it's time to tune your new amplifiers. Using a flathead screwdriver, rotate the dials on the amplifiers to the specifications listed in your manual. Once done, you're ready to install them. Now back inside the vehicle, remove the 4 18mm bolts holding the front passenger side seat in place. Then move the seat back. Lift up the vehicle's carpet to gain access to this drain plug and remove it from the vehicle. Over on the bench, cut an X into the plug so we can run a wire through it. Take your power wire and run it through the plug and down below the vehicle. Under the vehicle, zip tie the harness along the OEM wire channel and into the fender area. Next, pass the power wire up the passenger side fender up near the battery. Crimp and fuse the butt connector by the battery. Then remove the 70-amp maxi fuse and make a connection to the battery using a 10mm socket. Remove the 10mm nut from the positive battery terminal. Place the fuse holder on the positive battery terminal and reinstall the previously removed nut. Back inside the vehicle, remove this 10mm nut under the passenger side front seat. Take the black round wire and place it here. Then, reinstall the previously removed nut. Route your RCA cables along the center console toward the passenger seat area. And place them under the front passenger side seat of the vehicle. Make all connections to the proper amplifier. The extension harness will connect to front and rear speaker outputs. The RCA cables will connect to the amps, front, rear, and sub. The blue remote wire will connect into the blue wire on the main power harness. Secure the amp plate to the seat using the provided T25 hardware. Then, tighten them into place. Place the seat back into its original position. Reinstall the 4 18mm bolts holding the front passenger side seat in place. In the engine bay, reconnect battery with a 10mm. Reinstall the fuse into the fuse holder. Zip tie it down away from any heat or moving components. And with that, your installation is complete.